Every new year in January, gyms are filled with people who are trying to go 0 to 100 real quick, overnight, straight away, right? And these are people who might have never worked out before, never been to the gym before, and they're all of a sudden just trying to, get in 5 workouts a week, which, ultimately biting off more than they can chew. And then when they finally, give up and they decide it's too hard, they get burnt out and they just can't stick to their goal anymore, or they start to fall off with their consistency, they wonder why. And it might not even be with this training aspect. There's many other things with their nutrition and mindset. There's plenty of different factors that we can look at, which is what I'll touch on in the video. But I want to talk about why people need to start taking more baby steps with their fitness goals, as opposed to trying to, win the lottery with their fitness goals, essentially. So let's talk about the all or nothing trap. People feel compelled that if they aren't doing the absolute maximum 100% effort that anyone can do, they feel like they're not going to get results. When in reality, they just need to give, most percentage of what they can give, of what's suitable to them, as opposed to someone else's 100%. Someone, an 18-year-old who has no responsibility apart from being in the gym, and it's quite literally like an influencer online, their responsibility is being in the gym, and their 100% is probably just being at the gym every day and smashing it out, right? But for someone who has a family, you have kids, other commitments, full-time job and all this stuff, your 100% is not going to be 6 days in the gym. It might be 2 to 3 days in the gym, which is perfectly fine, because that's your 100% that you can give. People are under the impression that if they're not doing the absolute max, they're not going to get results, when in reality, they can. Even if you get into the gym 2 to 3 times a week, as long as you're doing the right stuff in the gym, you will get results. Same with people's nutrition. A lot of people will, as soon as they want to lose some weight, they jump onto a new nutrition plan, like a restricted fat diet. They might get onto like a liquid diet, like a smoothie diet, which is the stupidest thing ever. Please, oh my God, just don't ever do it. Or don't even fall for those drinks that are like detox juices. Your body does your detoxing for you. So don't even get me started on that. I will actually get mad. But just fad diets in general. So like keto, fasting, and all this stuff. And they go from, one day eating all their favorite foods and all this stuff, having all the freedom, to all of a sudden not. And they're never going to react well to that. Your body's never going to react well to that. And you're never going to react well to that long term. Yes, short term, for the first few days, you might be smashing it like, yeah, this is easy as, but wait till the weekend rolls in, or you might even get through a weekend, but wait till the weekend rolls in where, life, people start to ask you to go out and you get temptations. It's not going to last very long if it's a very unsustainable plan that you're following. Or even another example with the gym is people, they're training, they might actually be able to stay consistent at the gym for 4 or 5 days if they were doing, weight training, but because they feel like the only way to lose weight is to smash it out, burning the calories, doing cardio, they go into the gym and they do the treadmill and do cardio and do the most intense David Goggins type body workout you've ever seen, literally for 5 days, and then at the end of the week they're like, that was hectic, I'm never doing that shit again. But getting back to the nutrition, you do not need to do this fad diet because it's not needed. If you're trying to lose weight, for example, it's not needed to cut out your favorite foods. If you include things in moderation and you have a proper nutrition plan that lets you have some flexibility along with the, social events and all that stuff, so you can most definitely still enjoy your favorite foods and social events while ultimately staying on top of your nutritional goals to lose fat. It's what our clients do on the program. We guarantee that our clients will lose 5 to 10 kilos in 90 days without having to cut out their favorite foods, social events, or without having to burn themselves out, doing cardio every night. And if you don't believe me, have a look on the screen right now. There's multiple evidence of them. But yeah, getting back to it, what works honestly for your fitness goals is consistency, not intensity. If you're getting in the gym and absolutely burning yourself out every night, giving it absolutely everything you've got and smashing it all the time, you're saving nothing left in the tank, right? It's just not going to work out. And it's more beneficial for you to do that and then, reduce the amount of days you're doing and make sure that you can actually stay consistent with those amount of days rather than just trying to smash it out every day because, you'll just fall off. The reason why baby steps will work better is because, yes, it might not seem like a lot, but it's a start and it's more than what you were doing previously. So get rid of this all or nothing mindset. Stop, if you've never been to the gym before and you start going 2 days a week, great. That is still better than you never going to the gym in your life, or you never going to the gym, right? That is still improvement. Think of it like going into a job. With your career, you don't just go straight to the top straight away, right? Like, it just never happens. Unless you're lucky and you know someone. I guess like knowing someone with career and all that stuff who can put you straight to the top is like, I don't know, jumping on a Ozempic. I don't know, something like that. It's like jumping on steroids for your fitness goals, right? But yeah, no, in all seriousness, you don't just jump straight to the top. You've got to, get a promotion and you keep going up the ladder, up to the top, or, you go study, get your certificates, get a job, and then you get a more advanced role in that job. You know what I mean? It's all a slow progress game. So some examples of some baby steps that you guys can take with your gym workouts. As I said, if you've never been in the gym, just aim for like 2, something like that. Get consistent with that. If you're already doing 2 to 3, then just try and increase by 1 day. Get consistent with that. When you've been consistent with that for a whole training block, like 12 weeks, then increase another day. With your meals, if you're trying to hit protein goals and you're trying to like massively increase your protein for the day, just focus on adding more protein to 1 meal. Get consistent with that and then try another meal. You know what I mean? Just baby steps. Trust me, it's progress. And the same with your favorite foods. Don't completely cut them out. Enjoy them in moderation. Learn about moderation and portion sizes. And trust me, it will make everything so much more sustainable and easier. And if you're confused with that and how moderation works and you want to be eating your favorite foods and still losing weight, just like our clients, we've got something special coming on very soon so that you can do this. If you want more info about it, go check out my Instagram page at landonquinn.coaching. Something's coming next week.